So I had a lot of accidents, but I specifically had a really bad horse accident.
I was kayaking with friends. We had been kayaking for years and ended up having to do a rescue and ended up hyperextending my arm, and it's not a fun experience at all.
I had a fall in my house, in my bedroom.
Most of my injuries are related to the military, being an infantry soldier. They put me on different pain medications. Nothing ever helped. So it's, like you say, the withdrawals, not being able to do daily activities, not wanting to participate, it was unbearable.
Well, for me, it was more so you couldn't do anything, and it made me close in, stay by myself, and if you were around people, you pretty much wanted to hurry up and leave. You wanted to make an appearance and leave because my head was hurting all the time. It was just a constant pain, and I had boys, so they always wanted to do something, and I didn't want to go to their games and stuff because of the noise. And I always made an appearance, but I always got out.
And then being so grumpy with everyone, that's not my personality, and I was so short, with my daughter, with coworkers, with anybody else. Don't talk to me, I hurt. And then you're not sleeping. I mean, I had like 10 pillows in my bed because I couldn't lay down because everything just swam, and the pain was just, it just made it worse to lay down, worse to sit up. There was no, oh, it's kind of better now. And so if you're not sleeping for months on end and everything hurts, and we kayak a lot, and I couldn't even pick the kayaks up to put them on the car, much less, get them back down and then kayak for the rest of the day. I thought, oh my gosh, if I can't even put it on the car or move it out of the garage, I'm not going to be helpful. We're not going to go anywhere.
And even with the kids, we can't go here because mom's not going to feel like it. Mom's not going to want to do it.
Well, and then you have I would be at an orthopedist and he'd send me to a neurologist, and then I'd go through another MRI, spend a whole bunch more money, and he'd offer a narcotic, which I can't take because of my job, and then, he'd be like, oh, well, are you sure these are real? Yes, I know they're real. And then he'd sent me to like an ENT who sent me to a different neurologist who sent me to another orthopedist, and it was just constant. And then you're retelling your same story again, trying to, convince these people you're having headaches while you're like holding your head and trying not to cry, and all they're doing is like, here's a narcotic. I'm like, I can't, my job won't let me take these, and I don't really want these, and and just there was no real thing. They'd look at the MRIs and x-rays and be like, well, there's a little swelling, but you're probably fine, just give it some time. And there was no real answers, and they didn't really know what to do with me.
Yeah, I got that a lot of feeling like you had to convince the doctor that what you were feeling was real.
There was a point where I had more medicine in my cabinet than Walmart has in their whole pharmacy. And my dad thought I was joking when I said this, and he come over to the house at one time, and he actually called me and said, you were not joking. And what is all this medication tearing down in my body? What further illnesses or issues am I going to have from all this medication?
When I came in the office, it was experience I can't even explain. They were friendly, they were inviting, and it made me more, okay, relax, let your guard down and see what they can do for you. So I went and I had my consultation and talked with them and everything. I said, I'm gonna try it. And that was the best thing I could do for myself and my family when I came here. Dr. Tron was excellent.
So I went, and I was like not the friendliest person when I came in, and Dr. Tron was really nice. Everybody was really nice. I filled out the little paperwork, and he was able to tell me what was wrong with my neck, and I didn't even have to. He was like, oh, you probably have headaches, you probably have this and this, and I'm like, yes. I wasn't having to convince a medical professional that I was having problems. He was pinpointing, when I was telling about my accident, what I was probably experiencing, and he was right on almost everything. And then he did the x-rays and confirmed, oh, this is exactly why. And then when I had a little reevaluation, and it was just night and day difference of, he was able to explain why I was feeling this way. I didn't have to convince somebody else. And it was still skeptical. It's like, well, okay, at least he knows what's wrong. We'll see if this fixes it. And would not recommend anybody because I didn't know if it was going to work, and I wasn't going to tell someone else. But even with all that, and when we dealt with money, it was still cheaper for the entire every session than one MRI. I was like, well, I'll give it a try because I've already spent this much money. This is nothing compared to what I've already spent. So, you know, months went on and it actually worked. And I was like, okay, I'll tell people now.
Dr. Tron took his time to explain to me his findings, you know, after the x-rays and all that, and what he foresaw as a treatment plan for my condition.
After a few months, I noticed they were not as constant or not as severe. And I was a little nicer of a person. And, you know, a few more months into it, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a headache right now. You know, and they would ask, how are you feeling? And you fill out the little, you know, how you're feeling checklist and what hurts. And it like dawned on me that I haven't had a headache all day today.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And of course, still being a skeptic, I'm like, well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. And really, I haven't had one since.
And I haven't either.
And it's, I mean, you get your life back.
You get your life back.
And I didn't have relief right away, but he didn't give up on it. He kept searching and trying to figure out what else was going on in my body that may be causing these, and was able to connect me to a doctor that was also more nutritional. And between the two of them, it was things I was eating as well as the issues with my neck. And then I just, gosh, it was a while into it, and then maybe 6 months I'm thinking, and then I woke up one day, got through my day, about half the day, and realized I haven't had a headache today. And I literally have had a headache every day for 10 years.
And I think it was helpful that Dr. Tron walked me through the process of the healing, where there was no quick fixes, no promise that it's gonna be a miracle tomorrow, but it was just, this is a process. Your body has gone through this trauma. It's gonna take time, and there's some ups and downs. So it was never like oh, we'll fix you right now. You'll be great. You'll be wonderful. So you kind of knew, okay, I'm working with my body. It's gonna take a little time, and it really worked.
I will say, after the adjustment, I went home. The headaches were still there, but the intensity had dissipated. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just because he just adjusted it. It's just, you know, they'll come back tomorrow. I can honestly say I woke up the next morning for the first time in 12 years without a migraine.
That day I came into the office, my headache was like 100. You know, they say 1 to 10, it was past that. Like if I had blinked my eyes, my head was gonna bust, and I was gonna bust out crying. And when he adjusted me, my headache immediately went away. Don't ignore the symptoms that your body is telling you. Don't ignore them at all. Go get checked out and really listen to them so you can live. I mean, you know, because you don't have anything to lose. You already wasted some years. I mean, go get checked out and learn the different symptoms of your body and what your body's telling you, so you can live your best life.
And specific chiropractor does work.
And it does work.
And I wish I had gone so much sooner. I wish that was my first stop, not my last, okay, well, I have nothing else, so let's just try this. I wish it was the very first thing I did, because it would have been the only doctor I would have seen.